The Aztecs were a powerful civilization known for their impressive architecture and complex society. They flourished in what is now Mexico, leaving behind a rich cultural legacy. Their story begins long before their empire, rooted in ancient traditions and myths. It starts with a journey from a mythical homeland called Aztlán. The Aztecs were nomads, constantly on the move. They searched for a place to settle, guided by prophecies and visions. Legend told them to find an eagle perched on a cactus, a sign from their gods. This eagle would be devouring a serpent, symbolizing their destiny. In the 13th century, they arrived in the Valley of Mexico, a fertile and strategic location. There they saw the sign, just as foretold, an eagle on a cactus, just as prophesied, confirming their chosen land. This was the place to build their city. They named it Tenochtitlan, a city that would become legendary. It was built on an island in Lake Texcoco, a unique and defensible location. This strategic location helped them thrive, providing resources and protection. The Aztecs were skilled warriors and clever diplomats, mastering both combat and negotiation. They quickly rose to power, expanding their influence and territory. They formed alliances with other groups in the valley, strengthening their position. By the 15th century, the Aztecs were the dominant force in Mesoamerica, unrivaled in power. They created a vast empire known for its wealth and complexity. This empire stretched from the Pacific Ocean to the Gulf of Mexico, encompassing diverse peoples and lands. Tenochtitlan was the heart of the Aztec world, a city that stood as a testament to their ingenuity and ambition. It was a magnificent city, teeming with life and activity, a true marvel of its time. It had a population of over 200,000 people, making it one of the largest cities in the world during its peak. The city was meticulously built on a grid system, showcasing advanced urban planning. Canals crisscrossed throughout, making it seem like a floating marvel, a Venice of the New World. Temples and palaces rose above the city, their grandeur reflecting the power and wealth of the Aztec civilization. They showcased the Aztecs' architectural prowess with intricate designs and imposing structures. The Aztecs were deeply religious, their lives intertwined with their spiritual beliefs. They worshipped a pantheon of gods, each representing different aspects of the natural and supernatural world. They believed these gods controlled nature, influencing everything from the weather to their harvests. Rituals and sacrifices were central to their beliefs, seen as essential to appease the gods and ensure the prosperity of their people. They believed these acts pleased the gods, maintaining the delicate balance of their world. One key aspect of Aztec culture was cacao, a commodity that held great significance. Cacao beans were highly valued, not just as a food source, but as a symbol of wealth and status. They were used as currency, facilitating trade and commerce within the empire. They were also used to make a bitter chocolate drink, a luxury enjoyed by the elite. This drink was enjoyed by the elite during rituals and ceremonies, adding a layer of prestige to their social gatherings. The Aztecs were skilled artisans, warriors and traders, each contributing to the strength and diversity of their society. They developed a complex social structure with clearly defined roles and responsibilities. Their empire, though powerful, was built on a system of tribute, demanding resources from those they conquered. Conquered cities had to pay taxes to the Aztecs, a practice that ensured a steady flow of wealth and goods. This system, while enriching the Aztecs, sowed seeds of resentment among the subjugated peoples. This resentment would play a role in their eventual downfall, as the discontented sought opportunities to rebel against their rulers. The Aztecs lived in a world surrounded by gods. These gods were everywhere, influencing every aspect of their lives. They were in the sun, the moon, the rain, and the earth. The natural world was a manifestation of divine presence. The Aztecs believed they needed to please these gods to ensure harmony and prosperity. They did this through offerings and rituals which were integral to their daily lives. The most important rituals involved sacrifice, a practice that was both spiritual and necessary. The Aztecs believed that the gods needed human hearts and blood to sustain the universe. This was necessary to keep the world in balance and to ensure the continuation of life. To honor their gods, they built huge temples which were architectural marvels of their time. These temples were often pyramid-shaped, symbolizing mountains which were sacred. They were high places closer to the heavens where the gods resided. At the top, priests conducted ceremonies acting as intermediaries between the gods and the people. These ceremonies often involved sacrifices which were seen as essential offerings. The Aztecs also had many festivals throughout the year, each with its own significance. These festivals honored different gods and goddesses, celebrating their myths and stories. Music, dance, and feasting were important parts of these celebrations, bringing the community together. Life for the Aztecs was a balance between the mundane and the divine. They balanced their daily lives with the need to please their gods, ensuring both survival and spiritual fulfillment. Their religious beliefs were woven into everything they did, from their art to their agriculture, making their culture rich and deeply spiritual. The Aztec pantheon was vast and complex. They had gods for everything. There were gods of the sun, the moon, rain, war, and more. Each god had its own personality and domain. Two of the most important gods were Huitzilopochtli and Tlaloc. Huitzilopochtli was the god of war and the sun. He was the patron god of the Aztecs. They believed he led them to Tenochtitlan. Tlaloc was the god of rain and fertility. He was essential for their crops. The Aztecs believed that Huitzilopochtli needed constant nourishment. This nourishment came in the form of human hearts and blood. They believed that without these sacrifices, the sun would stop rising. This belief led to large-scale human sacrifices. While this practice seems brutal today, it was central to the Aztec worldview. It was their way of ensuring the survival of the world and the cosmos. Life in Tenochtitlan was a mix of vibrant activity and strict social order. People were divided into distinct classes. At the top were the nobles. They ruled and served as priests. Below them were warriors. Warriors defended the empire. They gained prestige through battle. Merchants traded goods. They traveled far and wide. Craftsmen produced beautiful art. Farmers formed the backbone of society. They provided food for everyone. Within each class, daily life varied. Farmers tended to their crops and warriors trained for battle. Children went to school and boys learned practical skills like farming or fighting. Girls learned domestic skills like weaving and cooking. Families gathered for meals. They shared stories. They played games. Life in Tenochtitlan was a microcosm of the empire. It was a place of great diversity, industry, and cultural richness. Section 6, Chinampas, Gardens of the Lake. The Aztecs were ingenious farmers. They faced a challenge. They had limited land to grow food. To overcome this, they developed a remarkable system called chinampas. Chinampas were floating gardens. They were built on the shallow parts of Lake Texcoco. To create a chinampa, they would fence off a rectangular area in the lake bed, then they would pile up mud and vegetation inside the fence. This created a fertile plot of land that rose above the water level. Chinampas were incredibly productive. They could produce crops year-round. They used canals to irrigate the chinampas and to transport goods. This system allowed the Aztecs to feed their growing population. It showcased their adaptability and innovation. The chinampas were a testament to human ingenuity. They were a symbol of the Aztecs' ability to thrive in a challenging environment. Section 7. The arrival of the Spaniards, a clash of worlds. In the 16th century, the Aztec world was forever altered. Spanish conquistadors, led by Hernán Cortés, arrived on the eastern coast of Mexico. They came from a different world. They sought gold and glory. Cortés and his men were amazed by what they saw. They had never encountered a civilization like the Aztecs. The Aztecs were also taken aback by the Spaniards. They had never seen men with pale skin, horses, or firearms. The Aztec emperor, Moctezuma II, received Cortés. He welcomed him into Tenochtitlan. Moctezuma believed Cortés might be Quetzalcoatl. Quetzalcoatl was a legendary god-king who had promised to return. This belief influenced how Moctezuma dealt with the Spaniards. He hesitated to confront them directly. This encounter marked the beginning of the end for the Aztec Empire. Section 8. The Fall of Tenochtitlan, Conquest and Carnage. Despite Moctezuma's hospitality, tensions rose between the Aztecs and the Spaniards. Cortés took Moctezuma hostage. He wanted to control the Aztecs through their emperor. The Spaniards' lust for gold and their disrespect for Aztec beliefs led to conflict. In 1521, Cortés launched a full-scale assault on Tenochtitlan. The Aztecs fought bravely. They were outnumbered and outgunned. The Spaniards had superior weapons. They had cannons and muskets. They also had allies. Many indigenous groups who resented Aztec rule joined the Spaniards. After a brutal siege, Tenochtitlan fell. The city was ravaged. The once great Aztec empire was no more. The fall of Tenochtitlan was a pivotal moment in history. It marked the beginning of Spanish rule in Mexico. It had a devastating impact on the indigenous population. The conquest brought about the end of a civilization. The echoes of that civilization still resonate today. Section 9. Echoes of an empire, the Aztec legacy today. The Aztec Empire, though conquered and destroyed, left an indelible mark on the world. The ruins of their cities, temples, and pyramids still stand. They are a testament to their architectural skill and grandeur. Archaeologists continue to uncover new discoveries. They reveal more about this fascinating culture. Mexican culture today is infused with Aztec influences, from food to language to traditions. The Aztec legacy lives on. The story of the Aztecs is a reminder of the rise and fall of civilizations. It highlights the clash of cultures and the enduring power of the human spirit. Their story, though ending in tragedy, continues to fascinate and inspire us today.